Good afternoon, racing fans, and welcome in for a Saturday of live racing action here at the historic Red Mile, Day 5 of the 2020 Grand Circuit Meet. We'll go through your changes and programming notes in a couple of moments. At this time, we'd ask you to please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And once again, good afternoon and welcome into a Saturday of live racing action here at the historic Red Mile. Not much to report in terms of changes this afternoon. If you have out your racing programs, we will take a look at the change and programming notes. First race is clear. The second race kicks off the 50-cent pick 5. There are no changes in race 2. Your only change today is in the third race. Scratch the 1 Bravado Fashion. Once again, the 1 Bravado Fashion has been withdrawn from race number 3. The balance of the card is clear. In the 7th race, we kick off our $1 pick 4, $10,000 guaranteed pool in the pick 4. No changes in that pick 4 sequence. And, of course, in the 11th and final race today, super high 5 wagering, no carryover and no changes in the finale. And good afternoon once more and welcome in. It's Day 5, the 2020 Grand Circuit Meet here at the Red Mile. I am Gabe Pruitt. That is Dave Brower. Dave, at least for now, we're fighting off these rain showers.
It is the biggest news story in Lexington over the next couple of days. It's going to be the weather here, and you and I just both took our latest look at the radar. I think we're going to be okay. You know, it has sprinkled on and off a little bit so far this morning. Temperatures are kind of comfortable, maybe in the mid, to lower 60s. We've had a wisp of a breeze so far, but if we can get these races in on a fast track, that's what each and everybody wants. As far as the track crew, Dan and his gang, they removed some of the cushion earlier this morning for training with the potential of heavy downpouring rain. And then, since it's starting to look better, they have put more cushion back on just as of a couple of minutes ago, so it should be in great shape.
And it was in great shape yesterday as well. That's one of the fastest days I believe I have seen over this track.
It was incredible. We'll get to that in just a minute here, but let's take a look at wrapping up the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale last night. Overall, though, how about these numbers? 816 yearlings went through the ring, and it was the second highest gross ever for the entire sale. They went over $41 million.
Incredible numbers given the situation for sure. Probably the most yearlings they've ever sold out there as well. So really the incredible stat I thought was the average was over 50,000. That's the 4th highest average of all time. So just another incredible sale, and a lot of great-looking youngsters went through that sales ring.
You got that right, and we've got to give lots of credit to the guys that run that sale, Randy Mangus and David Reed, and their assorted teams. Everybody got it done. Nobody knew what was going to happen a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. You've heard me talk to people in the winner's circle about their expectations and things like that. So everybody has to be happy. Last night you were involved because there were some Ohio-bred horses there too. But I'll tell you what, the top 4 that sold last night, all by one sire.
Down by the seaside, he's made a huge impact. His first crop, of course. He stands there in Ohio. Over 61,000 they average there. Dave, the top 4, I believe, all by down by the seaside last night. So they look great, and he's poised to get off to a hot start in a red-hot state of Ohio.
Yeah, it definitely points towards good business. We talked to Anthony McDonald of the Stable.ca about his efforts. He had 14 going into last night, and we'll see if he got a few more. The session time Topper was hip number 836. Sea Lioness, a filly for $200,000 that was sold to Greg Luther. She was consigned by the Estes Springhaven Farm, so congratulations to those connections. And to Mr. Luther, who will be racing that filly in Ohio hopefully next summer. You, like I said, though, you were involved. You were bidding. But what happened? You didn't get it.
Not on Sea Lioness. She looked incredible. She looked the part there for that $200,000 price tag. Best of luck there to Greg Luther and his brother Todd, who will be trading that filly. Yeah, they were just exploding out of the ring last night.
So what are we going to do now? You've got to make some kind of a deal to get yourself some horsepower.
Circle the wagons, I suppose, and see what happens. There are still a few out there remaining. Some of the other sales.
Interestingly, the top buyer for the week, believe it or not, was Andy and Julie Miller. They spent $2.2 million to bring home a bunch of babies. Nancy Tactor was the second spender, I guess you could say that, at $1.6 million. So that's it for the yearling portion, but there's still more business to be done tonight. The mixed sale, nice thin catalog, so it shouldn't take that long, is tonight.
Yeah, and that's always interesting to see. You can, if you like horses you've seen on the track here, silver right out there in the sales ring. You got just a mixed bag of everything in that mixed sale. But it should be a great way. I always enjoy the mixed sales. It should be interesting out there to close out what's been a great week.
It really has. And again, you know, it'll probably be raining by then, but that's okay. We can run for cover over there at the Fasig-Tipton sales grounds. Again, congratulations to everybody who sold. Good luck to everybody that bought, and we'll see how these purchases turn out when we see you here next summer. As for yesterday, you talked about how fast the track was. It certainly was, as I walked back and forth across it a bunch of times there. But you had to really be impressed with that new world record, 151-1, which was turned in by Oka Svanstad's Southwind Tyrion.
You know, he raced him so aggressively yesterday. We talked about that. We thought that could be the key after he raced him from off the pace there last week. Just an aggressive steer. And really, it was going to be a good matchup. Veterate broke stride at the top of the stretch. He was trotting right up to Southwind Tyrion. At the end of the day, he self-destructed. Southwind Tyrion now a world champion, 151-1. Also was very impressed with Quattro de Julio in another division, 151-3. That would have equaled Wallner's old world record.
Yeah, such a great story there. Louis Badrone flown in for the drive, basically, but we got to talk to him in the winner's circle afterwards. And then maybe the second star of the day, Test of Faith, that amazing freshman pacing filly for Brett Pelling and Dave Miller. She ended her seasonal campaign yesterday, and boy, could you go out any better than that with that 148-4.
No, you could not. She was completely wrapped up again. We said that week in and week out. She just, we haven't seen anything close to her bottom. She was 1/5 of a second off the world record. Just another sensational performance. She is one fast filly.
And she hasn't even fully learned yet, according to the way Brett Pelling talks about it. She has more speed in the tank, and we will see much more from her hopefully next year, the daughter of Art Major at age 3. So that was yesterday. Let's turn our attention to today, where we will be featuring several more divisions of the International Stallion Stakes. We've got 4 divisions for the 2-year-old trotting fillies. Their purses ranging right about $75,000. 3 divisions for the freshman pacing colts and geldings. They're going to go for $99,000 and change like that. And I guess our star performer again today will be in the 8th race. That is Perfect Sting for trainer Joe Holloway and driver Dave Miller here. A little bit of a tougher field today. I think that will test this horse. Here's a look at the field.
Yeah, I think so as well. The 8th race is one of the deeper groups there of the International Stallion for the 2-year-old pacing colts. Post 7 in the 8-horse field. So, yeah, I think it's going to test him quite a bit as well. That's a deep group. You know, it's tough to eliminate anyone in that field. Lots of early speed in that race as well.
Yeah, tactics will play a big role into how Dave Miller drives Perfect Sting. I think he would love to get in, you know, a semi off the pace kind of an effort. He keeps having to put him on the lead because he's such a heavily favored horse. But a Buck-a-Bet Hanover will be looking to bounce back. He had a win streak snapped in that Metro final up there at Woodbine at Mohawk Park. And then the second place finisher out of the Metro, Bayfield Beach. You've got a little connection there.
Just a little connection, yes. I am part of the crossover racing group that actually co-owns Bayfield Beach. So Sean Gwani and the crew at Diamond Creek put that together. So yes, I'll have a little rooting interest a little later on there with race 8.
Now, can you be, you know, can you keep it cool there, or are you actually going to be deep rooting for your horse while you're calling the race?
Hey, well, I'll be rooting for him. Trust me. So
you are the ultimate professional, though.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. All right, hot and heavy betting action will continue. We don't have any carryovers for you today, but a good payoff yesterday with the pick 4 in that huge pool.
Yes, indeed. Over $50,000 was wagered into that with the carryover there yesterday afternoon. We've seen the pick 5 pools as well. They've produced nice pools of right around the 5-figure mark. So if you want to get involved, both low takeouts, 15%. Of course, the pick 5 race 2 and the pick 4 race 7.
And that pool guaranteed at $10,000. We haven't really had any problems meeting and exceeding the guarantees. We'll see how that goes today. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, we will have interviews throughout the day talking to the stars of the sport, weather permitting. Hopefully we can squeeze them in. And, of course, the big day tomorrow, the final day of the Grand Circuit meet here in Lexington, the 128th Kentucky Futurity, the Philly Futurity, and those great Al-Raj Opens. Come on, can we say a prayer to the weather gods, please?
It's tough. It seems like we get a bad roll on Futurity Day many times, but we'll see. It was supposed to be raining today. We're fortunate at this point, so anything could happen. We know the weather changes by the minute here in Kentucky.
It does, and like you said, we just got to. We have to have faith. I guess that's about the best way to do it, because we want to see all those great horses perform on the fastest track in the sport here under good conditions. Hopefully, we'll get that tomorrow.
Yes, and today we've got 11 races. Again, good card, as you mentioned, Dave, several stakes divisions. 7, in fact. We'll tee it up, though, with an overnight to kick off the action here. It's the Muscle Mass non-winners of 1 on the trot. Dave, I went inside here. The one Confidant, I believe your top choice as well. Confidant was at a pretty good field there last time. I thought this one come up just a bit softer, inside position. I think this daughter, Father Patrick, is the one to beat.
Yeah, Filly by Father Patrick, bred co-owned by the Brittany Farms. That's Mr. Siegel here. I think the recent addition of Lasix has definitely made a difference, but the post relief alone will give Joe Bongiorno an excellent chance to kick off the card. I think he's done that a couple times already this Grand Circuit.
Yeah, he has, and this filly was so good at a win 2 back. I know that wasn't the most difficult field in the world, but she looks so convincing at doing it there, and I think she's hooked a pretty good spot there to kick off this afternoon's action. Again, the pick 5 kicks off race number 2, 15% takeout. That's our first stake of the day. 2-year-old trotting fillies worth over $75,000. Dave, I want to go back inside here to what seems to be a bit of a horse that's battling some sickness of late. The one Gimme Shelter, Mike Pallone, the trainer. I like the qualifier recently there at the Meadows. I like the talent this filly has shown on the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes circuit. She's a winner 5 of 8.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Dexter Dunn is driving again. He had the hot hands yesterday, winning 3 times. He has driven this filly before. And, the qualifier probably gave trainer Mike Pallone the reason to, get on the truck and come on out here, because if you get the opportunity to put a nice record on your horse, this is the place to do it.
No question about that. We see that each and every fall. It's the best. How'd you lean in race 2?
I went back to Oka Svanstedt in here. I tried Flawless Country last time. She did have aim, and she got outkicked very late up the inside by Pub Kroll. It was still a good effort. Oka from an outside post, he will be aggressive.
Yes, she's got a tremendous amount of early speed, plenty to overcome that outside post. As you said, just missed as the favorite last time out. I used her to be close in there as well. If you're just tuning in or just arriving on track, your only change of the day, well, that's in race 3. Scratch the one Bravado Fashion. So we're down to a field of 6 here. It's the creatine back to overnight action. Dave, Take This Society was so impressed by this cold last time. Set of Muscle Hill. He had missed some time prior to that. I know he had a perfect trip, but he really responded. Kicked home 27 flat. I have to come right back to him. I know he's going to be a short price.
He will be a short price, and I can't see how you could pick against him in this spot. Even one of our Twitter buddies, Tomas Svensson, said this is his best bet of the day, and I can't blame him for that.
Has he missed all meet?
I don't know.
I don't think he has.
You're the one that usually gives out the information. I happened to see the tweet earlier today. And that reminds us, folks, you want to get in touch with us, you know how to. On Twitter, Facebook, we try to keep up throughout the day. We are a little bit busy, but if we can get some good shout-outs and things going on later on, we more than welcome it. So 6471 and 647 for me in there after the scratch of Bravado Fashion.
And I'm 675 after the scratch of the one there as well. On to the 4th race, 2-year-old trotting filly, 2nd division here. Maybe my sleeper play of the day, Dave. I know you used her in the mix as well. The 2 Hot as Hill. If you are a replay watcher, this filly finished up with a ton of trot last time. So, again, a wide-open type group. Didn't really have a strong opinion here, so I decided to swing with the price. And Hot as Hill, she was absolutely loaded finishing.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody did see that, though. If you were watching replays or the races live last week, sometimes those horses tend to get a little bit overbet. She won't be the favorite. May Carp will be, and it's been a really good season for trainer Lucas Wallen, especially with his trotting fillies as well. He's also got Maserati coming up a little bit later here. Just got a little bit tired there at the end, week 1. Here in the division of the Bluegrass here. I think it's a better pace scenario for her today, even if she has to follow, but May Carp's going to get the edge for me.
May Carp, likely the favorite, as you said. The 6 Beautiful Game also going to take some action there. She's got some early speed, so I think those will be your 2 favorites in race number 4. On to the 5th race, 2-year-old trotting fillies once more. I am all the way inside here, Dave. The one Material Girl, she took a lot the worst of there last time at Hoosier Park. Got shuffled back. She had late trot when she finally broke through there. This was a filly earlier in the season, very good. She was a runner-up to Darlene Hanover in the Jim Dartery, so I'm hoping it's a bit of a bounce-back type scenario here this afternoon. Yannick Gingras gets in the bike here today for trainer Nancy Tactor.
Yeah, we'll see if returning to the Red Mile strip here will wake her back up. But it's going to be tough to beat Anoka Hanover. You would agree with that. Real nice story published on ustrotting.com this week about Noel Daly and then Jeff Gregory's filly a little bit later on, so we got some background information. Anoka Hanover, when you can win from off the pace here and overcome slow paces and things like that, it always kind of, it catches my eye. After that soft half, she had no business storming home the way she did. I think she's got major talent.
Yeah, she raced extremely well. Don't want to take anything away from her. And rallied to beat a nice filly in May Carp, who we just discussed there in the last race. So I was impressed with her as well. Yes, she is the one to beat there, but likely going to be staring at an odds-on price, I would think.
Yeah, that's okay, as long as they win.
So we do need a winner. That's there's no doubt. Race 6 today, that'll close out the Big Five. It is for 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers, nearly $100,000 on the line. They went to the 3 Highland Beaches Best. I know he is going to be the favorite here, but he was a good runner-up and behind Southwind Ginry last out. He's got that good tactical type speed. I think he'll be leaving out and maybe the one to beat here on the front in race 6, and I just couldn't get past it.
I couldn't either. Second start for the Tactor barn here. The Highland Thoroughbred Farm out of Ontario, Canada, owned this son of some beach somewhere. Good, reliable early speed, and that was an excellent job just keeping up with Southwind Gendry last time. That was not easy to do because that was a really fast mile.
Yes, no, it was a good quality runner-up finish. Underneath, I'm to the 4 Pirate Hanover. He's been a horse that's had his issues at times. I like the good even performance here last time. I think he needed that start. Maybe a good confidence booster. I'm going to use him in behind. I think you went back to Almanac, who comes off a 4th-place finish against good company there at Hoosier.
Yeah, he chased Southwind Gendry too, but he got the extra week off. Sometimes that's an interesting angle to use here during the 2 weeks of the Grand Circuit. The horses that miss week 1 but are pointed for leg 2 means they are aggressively meant.
All right, 7th race today kicks off the Pick 4, getting the guaranteed $10,000. We'll be well north of that mark. So the Pick 4, always a must-play with that new ultra-low reduced takeout of 15%. The filly you just alluded to, that's my top choice, Dave. You Auto Dream. She did all of the heavy lifting here last week, cut those incredible fractions out down to the half, 54 and change. And she lived to tell about it. She was clipped by just a hit. I thought that was a huge, huge effort. I think if she gets any type of better rating here, that she could seal the deal today.
Or maybe even off the pace. In that article that I referenced, Jeff Gregory talks about how he's been teaching her. Now he feels okay enough and confident enough in her to leave with her, but I would like to see a softer trip too. It's a great background story. Hopefully we'll get to talk to Jeff in the winner's circle afterwards about this great group of guys that he's had horses, for many, many years. So you Auto Dream, winner.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's a deep group as well. That's a tough race to kick off the Pick 4. If you think you could get past that filly, it really opens up wide open there. There's a lot of good talent in that 7th race.
Right. Maserati is one of them. Pub Crawl, who upset and won last week. I missed the boat on that one, so we'll see if she comes back and races as well for Team Orange Crush. Now remember, after spending all those money on yearlings, it's time to get a little purse money going.
They got to roll the bankroll back in the right direction. 8th race today, we've got 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers. This may be the one with the most eyeballs on it, Dave. We've got Perfect Sting, as we referenced earlier. Now 7 for 7. He's earned over $250,000. What did you make of that performance here last week?
I thought it was really good, but I also know that the horse is still learning. That's what Joe Holloway's been telling me and the fans, in various interviews throughout. So he's still getting the hang of it. Could post 7, give him a little bit of a test. We'll find out there. My long shot exacta of the day is going to be using Ray Schnitger's horse in there, number 2, Billy Clyde for 2nd. Good trip around the racetrack last time to get used to it. He's fighting back from a foot infection. He's got talent. We just hope he's ready to keep up with Perfect Sting.
Well, the good news is he's going to be a big-time price the 8th race. If you can get Billy Clyde anywhere close, in fact, those could really spice up your exotics, even if you did get the big favorite Perfect Sting on top. 9th race today, that's their final stakes event on the card. It's the final division for those freshmen Colton Gelding Pacers. 6 Southwind Gendry, Dave. I know he's going to be a short price, 7-9 to begin his career. We talked about it last week. Every single race he has stayed pacing. He has won.
Well, this is a good deep field, too, because we've got the Metro upset winner in number 7, Exploit, who drew an outside post, and we've got Southwind Gendry's stablemate, Luz Pearlman, who won in sub-150 week 1 here at the Red Mile. So all the power to the outside. Tactics will be critical on the part of all those drivers.
Yes, they will be, and I am all the way outside with my selection, 6, 5, 7, 8. In fact, always a Mickey, I think, is a horse that could potentially fly under the radar there a bit in the 9th race, and I think he's got a big chance. He raced well last time out against Perfect Sting. He left the gate. Then he was in the attack first up. You know, that's not easy against
No.
a Perfect Sting. He still had pretty well to be third.
Yeah, again, and this is going to come down to who's going to get some good stalking trips. I'm hoping Commanding Officer might be one of them. So we've got the same top pick, but a couple little difference underneath.
All right, 10th race today closes out the pick four. It's the Tactical Landing. David was so impressed with Mastro here last time at his career debut. He nearly gunned down a big favorite there in Julius C. I thought it was a very nice account of himself. I'd look for him to get it done here at his second career try.
You know what? He was just an unlucky loser, I guess, if you want to call that all. He raced so extremely well with that snap speed. When you're looking at the rest of these horses in this particular race, there's not a whole lot of confirmed reliable form, so Mastro will clearly be the one to beat. But again, we're probably looking at low odds.
Yes, I think so. I think the bomb, maybe to toss in the number of the 10th race, is 7 Captured, who is a runner-up over a track that was just terrible here one day to Sweeping Rainbow. Sweeping Rainbow actually is in a little earlier on this card at a stakes race. If Captured can stay trotting, she might be 30-1 in part of the number.
Well, key for this, the Paul Kelly barn, had a nice winner yesterday at a big price. Covergirl, I think was her name. She paid $20. So you know how these things kind of roll along. You get into a hot streak. We'll see if Captured can hit the ticket.
All right, 11th race this afternoon, the Bettor's Wish to close out the day. I thought the class relief key for the 3 Durton AM, Dave, he finally dodges Perfect Sting. He's been defeated by him, I believe, 5 consecutive starts. So he'll be happy not to be lining up with the Perfect Sting today.
You know what it is? When you get to that 11th race and you're looking over the program or whatever, this is now or never. This horse has to win this race. This is super time class relief. It's a good inside post. We get a driver change to Brian Sears. All systems say go. No excuses, please. Ilderton AM should kick off our 20-cent super high five.
I think so as well. We'll keep him up top to close out the day. We're happy to have you with us today as well. If you're out there watching and wagering, we wish you the very best of luck. Live racing comes up shortly at the top of the hour, 1 p.m.
Wherever harness racing's most important stakes races are held, from the East to the Midwest to Lexington to Ontario, you'll likely see a racehorse bred by Brittany Farms in the winner's circle. Brittany's focus on quality over quantity has made the farm not one of the largest breeders, just the best, everywhere.
By French superstar stallion Love You, out of the greatest trotting mare of all time, Moneymaker. International Money bred foal books in both of his initial seasons. His foals are uniformly good size with good length, good bone, and conformation. It's very easy to see the much sought-after European influence of Love You in these foals. Follow up on these impressive crops with a booking to the ultimate Euro-American stallion International Money, standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
To all our sports caretakers, this one's for you. It's the 2020 Caretaker Cup, sponsored by Leah Chevry and Art Subrod's Fair Island Farm of Versailles, Kentucky. These awards will be presented to the caretakers of the Red Mile Grand Circuit Stakes winners. But we thank all of you whose hard work and dedication brings out the best in our horses.
Alaraj Farms for more than 2 decades. Alaraj Farms has been a leading breeder of stakes-winning trotters with prestige settings in New York and Pennsylvania. Alaraj Farms is the home to champion broodmares producing millionaires like Fern, Muscles Marinara, Dewey Color in the Line, and Whiskey Tax. Stars like Barndall, Jezzy, An Opulent Yankee, and $480,000 sales topper Beautiful Sin. Yearlings offered at the sport's major auctions. Alaraj Farms, a trendsetter in modern trotting. For more info, log on to alarajfarm.com.
Our passion and our promise to breed the best and sell the best so you can race the best. Crawford Farms, home to this year's 2020 Hamiltonian filly champion Ramona Hill.
Andrew McCarthy finds today Ramona. Oh, Ramona Hill takes the Hamiltonian.
And and over 100 more stakes-winning broodmares, racehorses, and retirees. They call it the sport of kings. We call it the love of champions. From our farm to the winner's circle, share our passion. Crawford Farms.
Trotters on the track for this afternoon's first race. It is the Muscle Mass, sponsored by the LST Stables and Larry Devan. The Bardo changes in the opener. One is Confidant. Tony Adanya trains for Brittany Farms and Riverview Racing. Joe Bongiorno drives. Number 2 is Frankosaurus. Ron Burke trains for the Burke Racing Stable and Weaver Bruschebi, Matt Kikali. 3 is Junto. Paul Kelly trains for the Paul Kelly Racing Stable. Thomas Pontone, Lars Berg, Brian Sears in the bike. 4 is Bella Bellini. Nifty Norman trains for Dave McDuffie, Mark McDonald. Number 5, Timeless Tribute. Rodney DeBeck owns and trains Christian Lynn. 6, Billy Clare. Jonas Citizen trains for the Constance Racing Stable and IDEV Stable Incorporated with Todd McCarthy. And 7 is Fortune Telling Lady. Rick Zeron trains for the Rick Zeron Stables. Cool Can't Racing. Rook and Lockhart. Scott Zeron is at the controls. That's the field for the opener. No changes. Kicks off the early double. Races 1 and 2 both clear. Post time for the opener is just a few minutes away.
The first of 11 ready to go on this Saturday afternoon at the beautiful Red Mile in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. We are so glad you joined us for all the racing action here. Race 1 Trotters, it's the Muscle Mass. But, Gabe, it's sponsored by the LST Stables and Larry Devan. Larry is so closely associated with the Harness Racing Museum. We just want to let everybody know that they are still closed to visitors and guests due to the COVID-19 situation. But we always ask you to support the museum. It is our museum, and it's a great spot to visit in Goshen, New York. You can become a member. For more information, go to www.harnessmuseum.com. Gabe, you and I on the same boat here. Number 1, Confidant. We're hoping Joe Bongiorno kicks off the card with another winner. He gets the steer here for the Alanya Armada. I like the recently added Lasix, and I like the speed he's shown with the post relief.
Yeah, I agree with all of the above. I was so impressed with this filly 2 starts bang, Dave. I know it was a soft spot that she defeated, but she was completely wrapped up and geared down there, and she ran up the score late, a double-digit win back at their 56-1. I thought that was just such a good effort from Confidant. Last time out, she hooked a pretty good pair. We saw Light Blue Movers go off as the favorite in an overnight there yesterday. He did get nailed late, but I still thought he put in a good effort. So Confidant, I think, exits a key race and draws into a pretty comfortable spot here in the opener. It's not shocking that she is up there as your current 2-to-1 second choice.
Yeah, lots of different betting going around here. Confidant definitely on the muscle today, so that will give us a little hint as to what the strategy will be. Of course, she is a homebred of the Brittany Farms. They co-own with Myron Bell's Riverview Racing. We're wishing those guys lots of luck. They're not with us here over the 2 weeks of the Grand Circuit. We know they're watching at home. in the realm of usable live long shots. Maybe give us a little peek at number 3, Junto. Again, the Kelly stable off the Schneid yesterday with a good $20 winner named Cover Girl. Brian Sears will get the call here. He hasn't been behind this colt yet, Gabe. Sometimes he can wake one up.
He could indeed, and the start 2 back there on Junto Day parked every step of the mile. Boaster Coaster was a huge favorite that afternoon, but it was a good try from Junto. Again, he's a bit of a project horse, it seems, a bit erratic at times. He's made breaks in 2 of his last 3 starts. But I still thought that was a very good runner-up performance there, but he's parked every step. Charlie Norris in the bike. So, yeah, I think if you're looking for a horse that's going to be a price maybe to toss in the mix, Junto certainly could be a live long shot here if he can keep his mind on business.
We've got a mixture in here of 3-year-olds and some 2-year-olds. And one of the 2-year-old fillies is the homebred Bella Bellini out of that great family of Bella Dolce on the underside. First crop of bar hopping here. Had a race over the track after Nifty gave her a couple of weeks off. Maybe we're ready to turn the corner here.
Big drop in competition as well. She got hooked up there with a good group. Annika Hanover we'll see a bit later on today. So I think this should serve her much better in overnight company. She was at a similar spot here back on September 20th, but unfortunately made a break in stride. She has been a bit erratic at times. She's made breaks 3 of 6, I think, at the beginning of her career. So we'll see if she can stay trotting today. But we do know she at least has some talent.
Yeah, she just went by me under the finish line. You see there Mark McDonald, very happy filly. Ears going back and forth. She looks nicely under control. Let's look for her to have an improved performance today. Number 6 is Billy Clare, and we welcome Todd McCarthy back to the Red Mile for the weekend of action here. Jonas Cernison with a homebred for the Kansas Racing Stable and Inev Stable, both out of Vero Beach, Florida. Trip over the track from an inside post last time, Gabe, but what bothers me, I guess if you want to say that about this filly, she seems to lack speed.
Yeah, she just sort of totaled longer. That was the same exact race, the one Confidant exit. She was just okay. I didn't like the fact she got away so poorly from the inside post there as well. So we'll see if Todd McCarthy can find a way to work her to the race this afternoon.
And what do we do with fortune-telling lady Scott Zeron for his dad Rick and the outside post here? I see a lot of checks, but I don't see too many wins.
Yeah, just 1 for 17 overall. She exits that exact same race. Thought she may actually go off as the favorite here. But right now serving as a second choice at 2-1. I would expect Scott's going to be aggressive here in the bike. I think she'll be leaving the gate there and trying to get some position. I thought she'd be shorter than 2-1. That's actually not bad in my mind on fortune-telling lady.
And there is the filly by Trixton. Good long lines and a nice stout hold there from Scott Zeron. We will see what he attempts to do when the gate snaps. So, right, even money on our pick to start the card here. Confidant. Let's hope we are confident she'll get to the winner's circle.
The Dream Foundation starting gate has moved into position. It's post time at this afternoon's first race. Starter called. This afternoon's first race, the Muscle Mass. Muscle Mass stands at Terra Hills. Ontario, sire of a couple of world champions, six-pack, of course, also Plunge Blue Chip. Sponsored by the LST Stables and Larry Devan, chairman of the board for the Harness Racing Hall of Fame. Trotters lined up to kick off the final Saturday of the season here in Lexington. A field of 7. They're on gate. And they're off. Fan trotting. Billy Clare left the gate of third lead to her outside Fortune Telling Lady. Also on the move, Confidant will greet that pair down at the inside as they trot 3 across the track onto the opening turn. It's Fortune Telling Lady who moves up and around Confidant. Billy Clare will dive in the third spot in front of Frankosaurus, who's out fourth. Junto is following fifth in front of Bella Bellini. And at the back, Timeless Tribute. As they circle the Tattersall's turn, Fortune Telling Lady off as the 8-5 second choice. She's there by the quarter, just 28-4. Confidant enjoying the nice trip there as second. Billy Clare looks over the 2 favorites third. Frankosaurus is there in fourth, just 5 lengths off the top. It's a break of 5 lengths to Junto. Was a bit sluggish in the early stages, fifth. Bella Bellini continues to track in sixth. And at the back, Timeless Tribute has made a break in stride. They tried to straight alignment across the backstretch. It's still Fortune Telling Lady who controls the tempo. Confidant right there in the second spot, the half up in 56-4. Billy Clare continues patient at this point to third in front of Frankosaurus. Junto still tracking in the 5th spot. He is tightened in. As Bella Bellini swings to the outside 6. They've got 3/8 to trot. And they've got Fortune Telling Lady to catch. She continues to control the front onto the far turn as they approach the 3/4 mark. Confidant has had a perfect trip there second. For the Billy Clare continues third. That 3/4 up at 125-2. Fortune Telling Lady trying to go all the way, but Confidant, the fresh threat up and out of the pocket. Billy Clare inching in from a third. The favorites now drop the gloves. Fortune Telling Lady with that inside advantage, but here's Confidant down the center. Billy Clare is still third. Confidant has taken over from Fortune Telling Lady. Billy Clare third. Bella Bellini is fourth, but it's all Confidant who's coasting home here. Confidant in the opener. Confidant to win it. Fortune Telling Lady was second. Billy Clare third. Bella Bellini was fourth. 153-1. Judges have posted the 1 Confidant, but officially first in the opener, second of the 7 Fortune Telling Lady. 6 Billy Clare third, the 4 Bella Bellini fourth, 1-7-6-4 at official race 1. First race results are official. Returning trackside for the Diamond Creek Farm winner's presentation. This is Confidant with an easy score in the opener. Tony Alanya, the trainer. Joe Bongiorno, support for the winning effort for the Brittany Farms of Versailles Myron and Stephanie Bell's Riverview Racing, Boynton Beach, Florida. Confidant's 3-year-old daughter, Father Patrick, from the Muscle Mass Mare Anywhere With You. She was bred by the Brittany Farms. It is her second career victory. It is a career best clocking today, 153-1 for Confidant. Greeting the Winning Connections trackside to make the trophy presentation, that is Chris Tully. On behalf of the Hardis Racing Hall of Fame, Larry DeVan and the LST Stables, sponsors of the first race. It's the Muscle Mass. Confidant scores as the favorite to kick off the card. Confidant returns $4, $2.20 and $2.10. Second of the 7 Fortune Telling Lady, $2.40 and $2.20. Third of the 6 Billy Claire, $3.20. The exacta was $6.80. The $1 trifecta, $9 and a dime. 20-cent superfecta, $4.40. Official rundowns for the first race. Confidant, the race winner. Number 2, Frankosaurus, 6th. 3, Junto, 5th. 4, Bella Belidi, 4th. 5, Timeless Tribute, 7th. Number 6, Billy Claire, 3rd. 7, Fortune Telling Lady, 2nd. Rechecking top down, it's 165-473 with 2 on the bottom. Confidant, 153-1. Second race up next kicks off the 50-cent pick 5. First division of the International Money International Stallion Stake for the 2-year-old trotting fillies. Field of 7, the only change in the pick 5 sequence, and on the balance of today's program comes in the third race. Scratch the 1 Bravado Fashion. Once again in race 3, take out 1 Bravado Fashion. That's the only change of the day. The pick 5 is in 9 minutes. Kick off the final Saturday of the season here in Lexington. A field of 7. They're on gate. And they're off. Fan trotting. Billy Claire left the gate alert lead to her outside Fortune Telling Lady. Also on the move, Confidant will greet that pair down at the inside as they trot 3 across the track onto the opening turn. It's Fortune Telling Lady who moves up and around Confidant. Billy Claire will dive in the 3rd spot in front of Frankosaurus, who's out 4th. Junto is following 5th in front of Bella Belidi. And at the back, Timeless Tribute. As they circle the Tattersall's turn, Fortune Telling Lady off as the 8-5 second choice. She's there by the quarter, just 28-4. Confidant enjoying the nice trip there as second. Billy Claire looks over the 2 favorites third. Frankosaurus is there in 4th, just 5 lengths off the top. It's a break of 5 lengths to Junto. Was a bit sluggish in the early stages, 5th. Bella Belidi continues to track in 6th. And at the back, Timeless Tribute has made a break in stride. They tried to straddle line, but across the backstretch, it's still Fortune Telling Lady who controls the tempo. Confidant right there in the 2nd spot, the half up in 56-4. Billy Claire continues patient at this point to 3rd in front of Frankosaurus. Junto still tracking in the 5th spot. He is tightened in. As Bella Belidi swings to the outside 6th. They've got 3/8 to trot. And they've got Fortune Telling Lady to catch. She continues to control the front onto the far turn as they approach the 3/4 mark. Confidant has had a perfect trip there second. For the Billy Claire continues 3rd. That 3/4 up at 125-2. Fortune Telling Lady trying to go all the way, but Confidant, the fresh threat up and out of the pocket. Billy Claire inching in from 3rd. The favorites now drop the gloves. Fortune Telling Lady with that inside advantage, but here's Confidant down the center. Billy Claire is still 3rd. Confidant has taken over from Fortune Telling Lady. Billy Claire 3rd. Bella Belidi is 4th, but it's all Confidant who's coasting home here. Confidant in the opener. Confidant to win it.
Bow River, the leading designer of unique equestrian jewelry, presents their 2020 collection. Come view our collection under the grandstand at the Red Mile Racetrack during Grand Circuit Meet or in the foyer of the restaurant at Fazig-Tipton throughout the sale. Ask us about creating a custom design for yourself. We pride ourselves on superior craftsmanship that is unsurpassed by no one. Bow River Jewelry, quality you can trust.
Deo Volente Farms, one of North America's premium breeding facilities. Their stallion lineup features Hambletonian champion Trixton, global pacing sensation Lazarus, and 3-time world record holder and Kentucky Futurity champion Six Pack.
In the Kentucky Futurity, he will win it 149-1, a world record for Six Pack.
Deo Volente Farms' outstanding broodmare portfolio includes Two-time pacing filly of the year, Worldly Beauty. Multi-millionaire Rocklamation Dam of 2019 Pennsylvania Sire Stakes winner, Rocknificent.
Through, it's Rocklamation getting up. Rocklamation, a hat trick for Gingras.
And Breeders' Crown champion, Brigham Dream Dam of 2019 Swedish Sprint champion, Taekwon Deo. Deo Volente Farms Premium Breeding Farm and Syndicate Management in Flemington, New Jersey.
Hickory Lane Horse Farm is the proud home of some of the Buckeye State's most popular stallions, like Dan Patch champion, What the Hill, Breeders' Crown winner, Racing Hill, World Champion Trotter, Uncle Peter, and our recently retired elder statesman, McArdle. Be sure to visit our website, HickoryLaneFarm.com.
The Breeders' Crown, presented by the Liebfeld Cats Breeding Partnership, is harness racing's richest and most prestigious championship event, with $6 million in purses over 2 nights. Tune in on October 30th and 31st to watch and wager on the 37th edition of the Breeders' Crown. Live from Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino. First post is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, both nights. Visit harrahshoosierpark.com for a live stream, a complimentary race program, and more information on ticket availability. The 2020 Breeders' Crown will be a ticketed-only event held in a reduced capacity format. Visit harrahshoosierpark.com for more info.
Two-year-old trotting fillies on the track for this afternoon's second race. It is the first division of the International Money International Stallion Stake, worth over $75,000. Kicks off the 50-cent pick 5. What is Gibby Shelter? Mike Pallone trains. Dexter Dudup for the Lone Wolf Stable. Nick Catalano. Number 2, Hello, I Love You. Tony Alanya trains for the Let It Ride Stables. Empty Pocket Stables. Alanya Racing and Marvin Katz. Joe Bongiorno. 3 is Rose Run Whitney. Ron Burke trains for the Burke Racing Stable. Bill Donovan, Jerry and Teresa Silva, Pernell Libby, Joe Spracco. Matt Kakali is in the bike. 4 Ineffable. Marcus Melander trains for Midhammer Stu Terry at SRF Stable with Brian Sears. Number 5, No Pay, No Way. Rick Zeron trains. Scott Zeron up for the Bay Pond Racing Stable. 6 Instaglam. Nancy Tactor trains for Garan Falk and Christina Tactor. Yadik Jingra. 7 is Flawless Country. Okas Fonstedt, the trader driver and the co-owner with Wolfgang A Stable in Bord Nostrum. That's the field for the second race. First stakes event of the day. Kicks off the 50-cent pick 5. The only change on this afternoon's program comes in the third race. Scratch the 1 Bravado Fashion. Once again, take out 1 Bravado Fashion, race 3. That's the only change in the sequence. The Big 5 up next with race 2.
Our first stakes event of the afternoon coming up next here. We've got the International Money division of the International Stallion Stakes 2-year-old filly trotters getting ready for a purse of $75,000 plus. Gabe, quick shout out to some of the sponsors again who give us a lot of support here at the Red Mile. Hey, listen, we've got a good crowd on hand down there. I know you're up in the announcers booth. A lot of people filling in the seats here. Anybody that needs some jewelry, go on into the grandstand and see the Bow River Jewelry Stand. Without Jeremy, our gift shop, being open this year, that's about the only swag you can take home from the Red Mile this season. But they've got a lot of nice stuff, and they were nice enough to come on out. So go see Bow River Jewelry inside the grandstand. Gabe, the only time we get a chance to sweep the card is when you win the first race. We both had the first race winner confidant, so let's see if we can kick it off and click off the early daily double.
Yeah, that's the only way we can sweep the card. I was in for an ice cold super there, but really no surprise, Dave. Lots of short prices there in that superfecta. But confidant, as you and I predicted there, she was very good. She got the trip. She responded. And she put in a good effort there to kick off the day.
All right, nice field of fillies here. I know you're on the one gimme shelter here. Dexter Dunn, the guy with the hot hand yesterday, 3 wins, and you think he can get his first winner of the day here?
Yeah, the 7 Flawless Country, I do think she is the one to beat, but she was defeated here last week, Dave. I thought she could have won that event. She was 4-5. So I just didn't think she was invincible here. I decided to take a swing with a bit of a wild card. The one Gimme Shelter. We know this daughter, Father Patrick, is talented enough. She was very good at the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes circuit. Then she has battled some sickness. She came up a bit short there in the final. Missed some time. A good qualifier there recently. I do not think the barn would have sent this filly down to Lexington unless they thought she was on her toes and ready to roll. She's a winner of 5 of 8. To begin her career, we get Dexter Dunn back in the bank today. He has a win behind her in the past there to Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. So just going to swing here with what I thought would be a bit of a price. I was just trying to see if we could upset the favorite once more. So I went inside here to give me shelter. And 5-1, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's very fair value. And she looked awfully good there, scoring down with Dexter nicely behind the lines, where she wears a very loose tie down. Interesting piece of equipment there. If she does manage to win, we'll ask Mike Pallone about that in the winner's circle. The 2, Joe Bongiorno, looking to sweep the early double with Hello, I Love You. And it's nice when you get some drives for the Alanya Armada. He's been the main guy behind this horse by Trixton. Good trip last time and a nice late pounce.
Good trip up the inside there to a Wedded Late. I thought she was very good there. Again, one of a handful in here I thought had a major chance. Hello, I Love You. She looks from a good post here again today, Dave, to get a very similar type trip. We'll see if she can respond to the same matter.
Good double-digit price on number 4, Ineffable, for the team of Brian Sears and trainer Marcus Melander here. But in the Bluegrass division last week, Abe, I thought she was a little disappointing.
Yeah, she just came up short there. She had a nice trip following down at the inside, but when it was time to trot, she just came up a bit short there. So I'm like you. I thought maybe we just need a little more there if she's going to battle some of the top stakes fillies. Up there, it's double-digit long shot. Couldn't really come back with her after that start here last week.
Number 6 is Instaglam, and I managed to catch her warming up for Nancy Tactor. Liked what I saw. She's back from Woodbine at Mohawk Park, where she was part of that battle and scrum in the Mohawk Million. She, just got used hard in the pace duel. If that doesn't happen, she can win today.
She did, and against Colts as well. I mean, that was a very tough spot, Dave. She was 2 moved there. Under a very aggressive handling. It's never easy when you draw that outside post up there, post 9. So she left, got away, then attacked, took over the lead, and just caught up to her late. But that was still a good effort. Obviously, the connections are confident if they use that slot with Instaglam there in the Mohawk Million. So Instaglam back in against the fillies here today. Off that effort, as you said earlier, she did not race in the first week of Grand Circuit action, so gave her a week to recuperate after the tough try in the Mohawk Million, so should be fresh and ready to roll here today.
Nice homebred filly by Father Patrick for Goran Falk and Christina Tactor. They've teamed up with many, many stakes winners in the past. And finally, the favorite as they stand right now is Flawless Country. She will have to overcome that outside post. She's a daughter of Southwind Frank. I think she's got more than enough speed to do so.
Yes, and Oka seemed to be scoring her down very aggressively. So I think Flawless Country will be leaving the gate as well. The Pennsylvania Sire Stakes champion took that event as a slight favorite. Was a good runner-up here last week, Dave. But again, I don't want to be too hard on her, but she did have a perfect trip. She had every opportunity to seal the deal there last week. Just came up short as Pub Crawl snuck all the way through at the inside to get it done. But it was still a good effort. She's been awfully consistent. She's never been worse than second in 7 career starts.
Remember, we start the 50-cent pick 5 right here in race number 2. If we happen to get a carryover for Futurity Day tomorrow, that would be wonderful. We'll need a couple of long shots to do that. Hey, quick shout-out, too, Gabe, to our masters of the racetrack, the masters of maintenance, Dan and Greg Kuhn here, doing a great job keeping the track fast. Greg told me he was, or Dan told me he was here 5:30 this morning. You think that's true?
Oh, I might take the over on that slightly, but nonetheless, he was here before you and I.
Did you set your alarm for 5:30? I didn't.
I was a little later than that.
Okay. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. The track looks great, even under these circumstances, but you will have your work cut out for you tomorrow.
Dream Foundation starting gate has moved into position. It's post time for the Pick 5. Starter call. It's the International Muddy. International Stallion Stake, International Muddy. Of course, the set of Love You from the great mare, Muddy Baker. Standing his 3rd season at the Hanover Shoe Farms in 2021. Bred full books of outstanding mares his first 2 seasons. Again, he stands his 3rd season at the Hanover Shoe Farms International Muddy in 2021. Freshman trotting fillies lined up for the first division of the International Muddy International Stallion Stake. Worth over $75,000. Kicks off the Pick 5. They are on game. And they're off and trotting. There goes Flawless Country. Fired up from the far outside. Gimme Shelter. Also out well down at the cones as they trot into that opening turn. Gimme Shelter. Making her presence felt here in the early stages. She has that inside advantage as Flawless Country continues wide there as they move into the turn. Hello, I Love You is out trotting in the 3rd spot. Instaglam found a good early seat 4th. Rose Run Whitney was out trotting 5th in front of Ineffable. And at the back, No Pay, No Way. They trot through an opening quarter, just 28-3. And it's Flawless Country. The 7-5 favorite who has found the top. Nice trip second for Gimme Shelter. Off the brief layoff, Hello, I Love You. Tracks at the inside 3rd. Instaglam's under aggressive handling once more. So Instaglam's on the attack as they try to pass the 3/8 mark. Instaglam up to confront Flawless Country. And Flawless Country will release Instagram to the top. Gimme Shelter is Dale back to a 3rd in front of Hello, I Love You. They tried pass a half here in 56-3, 28 seconds. The tempo picked up in that second quarter. Instaglam, the new leader, the second choice on the point as they trot into the far turn. Flawless Country right there in the 2nd spot in tight pursuit with 3/8 to go. Gimme Shelter holding down the 3rd spot. Hello, I Love You. Now fans wide from 4th. Rose Run Whitney was out to follow that move at the outside. Second over is Ineffable saves ground at the inside and off stride at the back with No Pay, No Way. They trot to the top of the stretch past 3/4, 125-2. Instaglam maintains that lead, but she drifts off the cones. Hello, I Love You. Trying to wear down the center. Flawless Country moves on through that at the inside. 4 outside, that's Rose Run Whitney who moves up. Flawless Country is taken over with a short lead, but she's rough gated. Hello, I Love You. Still inching in down the center with Rose Run Whitney. It's Flawless Country here close to home. Flawless Country to win. Hello, I Love You was second. Rose Run Whitney 3rd in 153. Judges have posted the 7 Flawless Country. The favorite takes the second race. Second to the 2 Hello, I Love You. 3 Rose Run Whitney. Third. Number 4 Ineffable. Fourth. 7, 2, 3, 4 at officially race 2. Fans, your attention, please. The judges have lit the inquiry. In the second race, it concerns the unofficial first place finisher. Possible pylon violation by the 7 Flawless Country. Once again, it's a possible pylon violation by the unofficial first place finisher, 7 Flawless Country. Please hold all tickets in race 2. Once again, fans, please hold all tickets in the second race. The inquiry does concern the unofficial first place finisher, the 7 Flawless Country. It's a possible pylon violation. Hold on tickets in race 2. Fans, your attention, please. The judges have determined there is no reason for a disqualification. The judges have determined he went inside 2 pylons, Flawless Country, but did not gain an advantage on the field, so there will be no placing, no reason for disqualification. Race 2 results will stand as posted. Second race results are official. Go ahead and grab your prices here as we await Flawless Country to return trackside for the winner's presentation. Flawless Country worth $483, $220. Second to the 2 Hello I Love You, $420, $320. And third to the 3 Rose Run Whitney, $420. The exacta was $18, $1 trifecta, $43.70. Your 20-cent superfecta was $26.52 in the early double. For a deuce, $12.80. There is the 7 Flawless Country, who returns trackside for the Diamond Creek Farm. Winner's presentation. Flawless Country survives the inquiry here to take the first stake of the day. First division of the International Money. International Stallion Stake, sponsored by the International Money Syndicate and the Hanover Shoe Farms, home of International Money. Flawless Country. Okus Fonstead, the trader driver and the co-owner of Wrightstown, New Jersey. Co-owns with the Wolfgang A stable, also of Wrightstown and Borge Nostrum, Sweden. Flawless Country, a 2-year-old bay filly by Southwind Frank from the Donato Hanover mare, Leah Hanover, bred by Christian Stoltzfus of Pennsylvania. 5 of 8 to begin her career. She's never been worse than second, and it's a career best clocking today, 153 for Flawless Country. Greeting the Oetic Connections trackside to make the trophy presentation, Wendy Ross is here as part of the social media for the United States Trotting Association. So Wendy presents the trophy to the Oetic Connections of Flawless Country. We'll get the rundown momentarily. At this time, we'll go ahead and sit it downstairs. Dave Brower standing by with the Oetic trader driver and co-owner, Okus Fonstead.
Thank you, Gabe Pruitt. We are in the Diamond Creek Farm Winner's Circle for the 3rd time, I think, over the course of the last few weeks with Okus Fonstead. Oka, first and most important question, what was she doing there in the middle of the stretch?
I pulled the earplugs. It was the first time she had the earplugs, and then she picked up the speed and get a little scared and drifted in, and I lost the control. I didn't have the lines in both hands when I pulled the plugs.
It looked like she jumped sideways there for a second.
Yes,
so it was
she
really.
did. Yes.
But she is a filly with limitless talent here, a daughter of Southwind Frank. You paid a lot of money for her last year at the Harrisburg sale. What did you like about her then?
The confirmation and the family.
How many Southwind Franks did you buy? Do you remember? Quite a few?
Three last year.
3 last year?
We have delayed Hanover and her.
How amazing is it that this filly has been so consistent right from her first couple of baby races? She raced all throughout Pennsylvania and was good every week.
Yeah, she's a very good horse, and she never do anything wrong, and she's very nice to drive and nice to handle. The only thing is that she don't like to sleep over in other places. She wants to go home, so I think that was the reason she raced bad last week.
She didn't race bad last week.
She feel better home here now after 2 weeks.
Okay, everybody feels better when they're here for a couple of weeks, especially the horses, right?
Yeah, but she's special. She don't eat or drink, so but now she feel more home and eat and drink better.
All right, a good, strong effort today, despite the little miscue there in the stretch. Flawless Country takes our first stakes event, the International Money, with a new lifetime mark of 153.
And your rundown in for the second race. Congratulations there to the Connections. Give Me Shelter 5th. Number 2, Hello I Love You 2nd. 3, Rose Run Whitney 3rd. Number 4, Ineffable 4th. 5 No Pay No Way 7th, 6 Instaglam 6th, 7 Flawless Country, the race winner. Rechecking, it's 5, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 1 on the bottom. Flawless Country takes the first division of the International Money. Third race up next. Your only change of the day in the third race, scratch 1 Bravado Fashion. Take out the 1 Bravado Fashion in your upcoming third race. It's the Creatine to kick off the early pick 3. It's in only 6 minutes. Freshman trotting fillies lined up for the first division of the International Money International Stallion Stake. Worth over $75,000. Kicks off the pick 5. They are on gain. And they're off and trotting. There goes Flawless Country. Fired up from the far outside. Gimme Shelter. Also out well down at the cones as they trot into that opening turn. Gimme Shelter. Making her presence felt here in the early stages. She has that inside advantage as Flawless Country continues wide there as they move into the turn. Hello, I Love You is out trotting in the third spot. Instaglam found a good early seat fourth. Rose Run Whitney was out trotting fifth in front of Ineffable. And at the back, No Pay, No Way. They trot through an opening quarter, just 28-3. And it's Flawless Country. The 7-5 favorite who has found the top. Nice trip second for Gimme Shelter. Off the brief layoff, Hello, I Love You. Tracks at the inside third. Instaglam's under aggressive handling once more. So Instaglam's on the attack as they try to pass the 3/8 mark. Instaglam up to confront Flawless Country. And Flawless Country will release Instagram to the top. Gimme Shelter is Dale back to a third in front of Hello, I Love You. They trot past a half here in 56-3, 28 seconds. The tempo picked up in that second quarter. Instaglam, the new leader, the second choice on the point as they trot into the far turn. Flawless Country right there in the second spot in tight pursuit with 3/8 to go. Gimme Shelter holding down the third spot. Hello, I Love You. Now fans wide from fourth. Rose Run Whitney was out to follow that move at the outside. Second over is Ineffable saves ground at the inside and off stride at the back with No Pay, No Way. They trot to the top of the stretch past 3/4, 125-2. Instaglam maintains that lead, but she drifts off the cones. Hello, I Love You. Trying to wear down the center. Flawless Country moves on through that at the inside. 4 outside, that's Rose Run Whitney who moves up. Flawless Country is taken over with a short lead, but she's rough gated. Hello, I Love You. Still inching in down the center with Rose Run Whitney. It's Flawless Country here close to home. Flawless Country to win.
Stay Hungry, one of the most impeccably bred pacing stallions standing at stud. Stay Hungry is a son of the legendary Some Beat Somewhere out of world champion double millionaire My Little Dragon. Stay Hungry bred full books of exceptional mares in its first 2 seasons at stud. His foals are uniformly correct, attractive, and athletic, just like him. At an ultra-reasonable stud fee of $6,000, there is no better value in the pacing stallion ranks than Stay Hungry, standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
Two-year-old trotter stepping on the track for the Creatine. Race 3 sponsored by Sugar Valley Farm. Kicks off the early pick 3. Scratch the 1 Bravado Fashion. Number 2 is Dynamite Volo. Jan Janssen, the trainer. He co-owns with the Arden Homestead Stable. Brian Sears. 3 is World Bank. Bob Stewart trains for Dr. William Solomon. Charlie Norris drives. 4 is Burrow. Jim Arledge Jr. trains for Jude Jacobs. Mary McLaughlin. Benson Roth and Paul Phillips. Dave Miller between the wheels. Number 5 is Speed Away. Jonas Sirtison trains for the Constance Racing Stable. Andy McCarthy. Sixes Take This Society. Nancy Tactor trains. Dexter Dunn at the bike for Diamond Creek Racing. The Order by Stable. Howard Taylor and Marvin Katz. And number 7 is After Work. Nancy Tactor trains for Grand Volk. Yadik Jingra drives. That's the field for race 3. Scratch 1, Bravado Fashion. Take out 1 Bravado Fashion down to a field of 6 to kick off the early pick 3.
The stakes action continues here. 2-year-olds of non-winners of 2 event here. The Creatine, sponsored by the Sugar Valley Farm. Joe McLeod will be out there to present the trophy in the winner's circle. 6 trotters remain. Gabe Pruitt here, big favorite. Take This Society. So let's talk about him right off the bat. That was a super win in a very similar situation last week. The price was a little bit bigger than I think it's going to be today.
Yes, it was. He was 8-5 last week. So convincing, though, David. That was after missing nearly 2 months. He started his career just okay there on the East Coast. Missed, again, the time, then moved over to Trader Nancy Tactor as well. Good local qualifier. Very good debut for the new barn. And lands back in here what doesn't seem to be an overly difficult group. I thought maybe even a tick easier today, Dave, than what he was in against last week. So all that adding up right now to a short price. I'm not sure I've ever met a 1-9 shot I did not like. And I do like Take This Society.
The colt by Muscle Hill out there scoring down for Dexter Dunn. He looks nicely relaxed. That is a happy horse, exactly what you are looking for. And this was an expensive one, Gabe, $475,000 to bring him home from Harrisburg last fall. So if he is a lock, as you and I like to say once in a while, we have to try and figure out who might be second. You and I have different selections in that underneath spot. Let's go with yours first. That's After Work. A couple of qualifiers. I guess that last one was an improvement.
Yeah, I think so. He stayed trotting there. I thought that was a nice, smooth qualifier. He was okay, Dave, but he raced against Kentucky Sire Stakes Company here. That was way back in mid-August, so he's missed some time as well. Again, we're going to have to keep our eyes on him to see if he does make the gate trotting. I think in terms of talent, he could certainly be second best here, but again, we'll keep our eyes on After Work, Dave. We've got a short field and a short price favorite type of race where really you need to narrow in and maybe try an ice-cold punch or 2 if you're going to make some money here in race 3.
He is a homebred son of a bar hopping for Goran Falk, also looking very good and nice and relaxed out on the track scoring down. I went for a little bit of a price in the underneath spot, Gabe. Number 4, Burrow, who's up there at 6-1 right now. Jim Arledge Jr. would not ship this horse up from or down from Ohio unless he thought he wanted to try him on the big track.
And that was a nice start there, Delaware. Last out over the half-mile track as well, first up. And got it done there. I thought that was a giant step in the right direction. He seems to be a horse that's really improved, Dave, since he added trotting hobbles. That was back a couple of months ago, mid-August, but he seems to have really taken off since that point, particularly his last 3 starts. I remember the night he was an upset winner there at Saudo on September 1st. He had post 7 there and raced extremely well. He left the gate, then rolled up wide there, 15-1. Got it done. So I think Burrow stretching out at the big track, that could really continue his climb in the right direction here. I did use him underneath as well. And he's taking a lot of more play than I thought. I thought he'd be a lot higher than 5-1 right now. Just the second choice. That's a bit shocking to me on the 4 Burrow.
There's Andy McCarthy. He is in the sulky seat behind Speedaway, another son of Father Patrick. Looked like he was arguing there with Andrew before he got him turned to go the right way of the track here, but the class relief alone is bound to wake this one up.
That's the key. He's just been buried of late. You see, was it against Grand Circuit Company here last week? Take All Comers. The winner of that event, then against kindergarten rivals. There's a big price in both of those. Was poised to have a good day there in that Kentucky Commonwealth, made an unfortunate break in stride on that afternoon. Prior to that, he was even at the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, Peter Howden elimination. So he's just been really a tough company throughout his career. Probably the easiest assignment he has faced so far, Speedaway, and I'm like you. I think that should wake him up a bit. He's up there playing right now as the 4th choice, so that's pretty good if you want to take a shot on Speedaway behind this heavy favorite.
Yep, heavy favorite is Take This Society. He'll start from post 5 now after the scratch of the 1, and you see the board, folks. 1-5. Will Dexter Dunn get his first win of the day?
Dream Foundation starting 8, beginning to shuttle into position. It's post time for this afternoon's third race. Starter calls. It's post time for the Creatine. Creatine, of course, the double millionaire. Stands at the Sugar Valley Farm of Ohio. Sire of last week's Bluegrass winner, Take All Hubbers, who took that event in 152-3. Sired by Creatine, namesake for this afternoon's third race as we get set to kick off the early pick 3. Two-year-old Colton Gelding trotters lined up for this afternoon's third race. We are scratched down to a field of 6. And they are on gain. They're off and trotting Speed Away. Sprints out to sharply from the setter. The big favorite, Take This Society. Floating out next door to his inside, Burrow left the gate. And from the inside, Dottabun Voldo. Also looking to him mixed up there as they trot 3 across the track into the opening turn. Burrow continues to move up in between trotters. Speed Away continues to loop up and around Dynamite Voldo. Out trotting in third is the big favorite, Take This Society. Was relegated to 4th in the early stages. The quarter up in 28-3. World Bank out following in the 5th spot. At the back, that's After Work, who's under careful handling. In the early stages, a strung out group here. Straight alignment on the back stretch. And off stride near the back went World Bank. World Bank is off stride as they move up towards the half-mile mark. It's Speed Away, the set of Father Patrick. He's uncontested on the point. The second choice here at 4-1. Burrow enjoyed the nice trip off the pacemaker second. Dynamite Voldo still holding down the third spot. Dunn very patient here with the 1-5 favorite, Take This Society. He's still 4th with 6 lengths to make up. In front of After Work. And it's far back now to World Bank after the miscue as they continue in single file onto the far turn. The half is up in 56-4. And it's still Speed Away, who's loose on the lead. Burrow giving chase in the second spot. Take This Society now underway to the outside, but the favorite still has 6 lengths to make up as he moves past a struggling Dynamite Voldo. After Work tracks up on the outside 5th. They trot through 3 quarters, 125-3. The tactical advantage to Speed Away. He's trying to buckle down and fend off the closers. Burrow looking to slingshot off his back. 4 outside. Take This Society begins to find his best stride, and it's Take This Society looking to roar past to the outside. Burrow moves into second. Speed Away is a third. Take This Society jumped it off. Take This Society made a break, so it's Burrow. Burrow has done it. Tied for the place. Take This Society was off stride. Speed Away made a break near the wire. After Work was 4th. We'll send this one down to the judges, 154-2. The judges have lit the inquiry sign in the third race. The inquiry concerns nearly everything in the stretch drive. Burrow takes the third race here with a 7-1 upset. Jim Arledge Jr., the trainer. Dave Miller was aboard for the winning effort. For Jacobs, McLaughlin, Roth, Phillips. Burrow, a 2-year-old gelded son of Uncle Peter from the Inquirer mare Just Asking. He was bred by the Double Spring Farm of Ohio. His third win overall. Back-to-back scores for Burrow. Career best this afternoon, 154 and 2. Inquiry sign still up. Judges taking a look at the action in the stretch drive. Greeting the Wedding Connections track side. To make the trophy presentation, Joe McLeod of the Sugar Valley Farm, home of Creatine. Brittany Boyer there as well, representing the Diamond Creek Farm. Diamond Creek and Sugar Valley team up to stand Creatine. Again, sire of last week's Bluegrass winner, Take All Hubbers. 4-6-5-7 is on the board. It is unofficial as the judges continue to take a look at the action in the stretch drive. Fans, your attention, please. There will be no change in the third race, 4-6-5-7. The judges have determined both horses were off stride at the finish. Both horses adhered to the breaking rule. Results will stand as posted, 4-6-5-7 in race 3. Third race results are official. Prices up for Burrow, $16.20, $3.40 and $3. Second of the 6 Take This Society, $2.10 and $2.10. Third of the 5 Speedaway, $2.40. Exact $52.20. $1 trifecta, $73.30. 20-cent superfecta, $31.18. Official rundowns in for race 3. 1 Bravado Fashion scratched. Number 2 Dynamite Voldo 5th. 3 World Bank 6th. 4 Burrow the race winner. 5 Speedaway 3rd. Number 6 Take This Society 2nd. Number 7 Afterwork was 4th. Rechecking its scratch 5-6-1, 3-2-4. Burrow 154 and 2. The 4th race up next. It is the 2nd division of the International Money, International Stallion Stake, worth over $75,000. Field of 7, no changes in race 4 or on the balance of today's card. The 4th race is in 9 minutes. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters lined up for this afternoon's 3rd race. We are scratched down to a field of 6, and they are on game. They're off and trotting speed away. Sprints out this sharply from the center. The big favorite, Take This Society. Floating out next door to his inside, Burrow left the gate, and from the inside, Dynamite Voldo. Also looking to him mixed up there as they trot 3 across the track into the opening turn. Burrow continues to move up in between trotters, speed away. Continues to loop up and around Dynamite Voldo. Out trotting in third is the big favorite Take This Society. Was relegated to fourth in the early stages. The quarter up in 28-3. World Bank out following in the 5th spot. At the back, that's After Work, who's under careful handling. In the early stages, a strung out group here. Straight alignment on the back stretch. And off stride near the back went World Bank. World Bank is off stride. As they move up towards the half-mile mark, it's Speed Away. The set of Father Patrick. He's uncontested on the point. The second choice here at 4-1. Burrow enjoyed the nice trip off the pacemaker second. Dynamite Voldo still holding down the third spot. Dunn very patient here with the 1-5 favorite Take This Society. He's still fourth with 6 lengths to make up. In front of After Work. And it's far back now to World Bank after the miscue as they continue in single file onto the far turn. The half is up in 56-4. And it's still Speed Away, who's loose on the lead. Burrow giving chase in the second spot. Take This Society now underway to the outside, but the favorite still has 6 lengths to make up as he moves past a struggling Dynamite Voldo. After Work tracks up on the outside 5th. They trot through 3/4, 125-3. The tactical advantage to Speed Away. He's trying to buckle down and fend off the closers. Burrow looking to slingshot off his back. 4 outside. Take This Society begins to find his best stride, and it's Take This Society looking to roar past to the outside. Burrow moves into second. Speed Away is a third. Take This Society jumped it off. Take This Society made a break, so it's Burrow. Burrow has done it.
Harness racing comes alive at the Harness Racing Museum and Hall of Fame in Goshen, New York. Visit our world-class museum and see the local connections to Messenger and Hambletonian. Come see our newest exhibit, the Greyhound Gallery. Stroll through our beautiful facility and ride our 3D simulator. Hold your next event or party in Houghton Hall, a popular horse-oriented destination. Check out Harness Racing's Hall of Fame, less than a 1-hour drive from Yonkers or the Meadowlands in Goshen, New York. The Harness Racing Museum and Hall of Fame.
Southwind Farms is the premier breeding facility in New Jersey and is home to top trotting sire Muscle Hill. Southwind also stands the world champion Walner and 2018 Breeders' Crown champion Tactical Landing. Southwind also has a beautiful standardbred nursery in upstate New York, where the rolling hills provide an ideal setting for foals to grow up strong and healthy for the lucrative New York Sire Stakes program.
Bar Hopping, son of Muscle Hill, is making serious waves with his first crop of 2022-year-olds. Over 1/2 of his foals have raced as of July 15th, and 1/2 of those are winners. Led by stakes winners In Range,
and it's In Range, in front,
and Pub Crawl.
It's Pub Crawl in 1.
A majestic-looking son of the greatest trotting stallion ever, who has already proven his siring ability. Bar Hopping is undoubtedly the next generation, standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
Lindwood Farm, a premier standard-bred breeding and stallion facility located in scenic western Pennsylvania, just a short drive from the Meadows Racetrack. Established in 1970 by Ann and Logan Dickerson, our facility offers stallion, mare, and foaling services, along with the occasional turnout and rehabilitation. If you're looking to participate in the Pennsylvania Breeders' Program, contact us today. Lindwood Farm, setting the standard.
Diamond Creek Farm presents Sweet Lou, the Great White Blaze. With star power and charisma to spare, fans far and wide. Success at the highest levels, and that unique look that just says greatness.
Oh, Sweet Lou! How sweet it is! Sweet Lou rocks! And Sweet Lou wins the TVG free-for-all final!
Sweet Lou, the Great White Blaze, now standing at Diamond Creek Farm.
Captain Treacherous, North America's dominant pacing stallion. Captain Fillies were 1, 2, 3 in the 2019 two-year-old Breeders' Crown,
Reflect with me, 150 and 3.
as well as the 2020 Mistletoe Chalet.
Reflect with me, then Lion Sentinel, then Rocknificent, 149.
The captain sired half of the 2020 Meadowlands Pace Starters, including Allywag Hanover,
Allywag Hanover again.
standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
Our passion and our promise to breed the best and sell the best so you can race the best. Crawford Farms, home to this year's 2020 Hamiltonian Filly champion Ramona Hill.
Andrew McCarthy finds today, Ramona, Ramona Hill takes the Hamiltonian.
And over 100 more stakes-winning broodmares, racehorses, and retirees. They call it the Sport of Kings. We call it the love of champions. From our farm to the winner's circle, share our passion. Crawford Farms.
Two-year-old filly trotters on the track for this afternoon's fourth race, second division of the International Muddy International Stallion Stake, worth over $75,000. One is Piper Hanover. Tony Alanya trains. Joe Bongiorno drives for the Brittany Farms. Marvin and Lynn Katz at Al Libfeld. Number 2 is Hot as Hill. Ron Burke trains for the Burke Racing Stable. Larry Carr, Knox Services, Jerry and Teresa Silva, Perdell and Libby, Matt Kakaley. 3, Beltassima. Jan Janssen trains for Jorgen Yair Jr., Kent Loke, Kenneth Gallagher, Brian Sears. Number 4 is May Carp. Lucas Walden trains for the Chermay Stables, Dexter Dunn. Number 5 is Aunt Irene. Nancy Tactor trains. Jimmy Tactor drives for Christina Tactor and Solvig's Breeders. 6, Beautiful Game. Nifty Norman trains. Dave Miller aboard for Melvin Hartman. Dave McDuffie and the NZ Racing Stable. And number 7 is Chablis. Jonas Citizen trains for the Constance Racing Stable. Todd McCarthy is at the controls. That's your field for the fourth race. There are no changes.
Thank you very much, Gabe Pruitt. And thanks to Always Be Mickey, who is the post-parade sponsor here, this Grand Circuit meet at the Red Mile. Always Be Mickey stands at the Diamond Creek Farm, and we will be speaking with Adam Bowden after this fourth race trot. Gabe, our win streak got snapped there with the miscue by Take This Society, so we had our first upset winner of the day, Burrow. We move on to the Filly Trotters here in this division of the International Stallion Stake. The International Money Syndicate sponsors along with Hanover Shoe Farm here. A couple of different ways you could go in this one. You and I, with a little bit of a disagreement in the top spot, I went for the 4, May Carp, who is on your screen right now. You went for Hot as Hill for a little bit of a price, and I can't blame you for that.
Just had this one as a wide open division, Dave. I think top to bottom, there's not a tremendous amount separating these fillies. So I decided to swing for price. That's a 2, Hot as Hill. Quite honestly, didn't really like her last week. I didn't think she'd been racing all that well arriving into town, but I really liked that race here last week. Caught my eye on the replay. A rollback. She finished just full of trot. She had a ton of late trot. For my money, that was maybe the best start of her career to this point. A daughter of Muscle Hill, so she's still progressing. What you'd like to see with a 2-year-old. So Hot as Hill, 7-1, right at the morning line price right now, Dave. That is good enough for me. In a wide open crapshoot, I'm going to try a bit of a price.
She will get a new driver today, too. Matt Kakaley will take over for Dave Miller in this particular spot. Matt, of course, does a lot of good work for the Burke Brigade, and they're having a solid week. Now, May Carp, again, you've heard me harp on the season that trainer Lucas Wallen is having with his freshman trotting fillies. This one's a daughter of Cantab Hall. Didn't cost a whole lot, too, only $37,000 last fall at Harrisburg. Loved the speed try last week. I really wish she could get a follow trip, but that may not happen in here. She may have to set the pace again.
Yeah, you know she's going to be leaving. Perhaps she does turn someone, but I'm like you. I think she's going to be aggressively handled once more. She just missed last time out. That was a good try on the front there. Came up just short to a nice filly that we'll see a bit later on this afternoon. So I'm expecting aggressive handling there. You see her scoring down quite aggressively there on your monitor right now with Dexter Dunn in the bike. So May Carp, very logical contender here, Dave. I just thought she would end up as the favorite. She currently is, but albeit just a slight favorite right now.
It is a wide-open betting board, and yes, May Carp did look a little fired up out there. Maybe it's those little drizzling raindrops that are affecting her. Now, Aunt Irene, we all know the story about the immaculate pedigree here, the homebred from the Solveigs breeders, daughter of Trixton, out of the Yankee Glide mare Solveig. Lots of incredible family there, but a work in progress here and a driver change today.
Yeah, Jimmy Takter gets back in the bike. He actually drove her in the very first start of her career. That was back in mid-July at the Big M and some New Jersey Sire Stakes action. She is a work in progress. She's raced 4 times. She's made breaks in 3 of those. I didn't particularly care for the way she was going last week, even before the break in stride, Dave. So I know these connections are going to get her turned around at some point. She obviously has a tremendous pedigree. She has ability. We know that on paper. But for my money's purposes today, at 5-2, I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach on the 5 Aunt Irene.
One thing about Team Takter, they are not afraid to try some equipment changes and things like that. We will see if Aunt Irene will stay trotting today. Lastly, let's talk about number 6. Beautiful game here. Incredibly consistent so far for Nifty Norman here, even if she has a case of seconditis.
Yeah, she has to this point, but she's been keeping such good company there to begin her career. I'm not really going to hold that against her to this point. She's hit the board 8 of 9, and I think she is the most consistent filly in the race. She can lead the gate. I expect her to be leaving out here, getting some good, nice early position. She came up just short in that $250,000 Kentucky Sire Stakes final, just short last week as well. So beautiful game, potentially a horse you could key around in your exotics because whether she wins it or not, I think we both agree she's going to be very close here when it's all said and done.
I think so, too. She has more than enough speed to overcome that outside post. So as the fillies get ready to go to the gate in this division of the international money for a purse of over $75,000, the odds as they stand right now, 7-5 on number 4, May Carp, 5-2 on Beautiful Game, and Aunt Irene taking a lot of money. Jimmy Takter aboard at 7-2. Good luck, everybody.
Green Foundation starting gate. We begin to position as the rain continues to fall here in downtown Lexington. It's post time for this afternoon's 4th race. Starter calls. Second division of the International Money. Who will stand his 3rd season at the Hanover Shoe Farms in 2021. Of course, a set of Love You. Made well over $750,000 from the great mare, Money Maker. International Muddy. Royal pedigrees, bred to full books of outstanding mares in his first 2 seasons. He'll stay in his 3rd season at the Hanover Shoe Farms next year. International Muddy was a stakes winner here in Lexington at 2 and 3. Packs a very powerful pedigree. 4th race sponsored by the International Muddy Syndicate and the Hanover Shoe Farms. Two-year-old trotting fillies lined up. The 2nd division of the International Muddy, International Stallion Stake. Number 7, Chablis, having all sorts of trouble. She's about 12 lengths off the gate, remaining 6 all set. End of there off and trotting, Make Harp. Darts out quickly from the center of the track, Piper Hanover. Also left out down at the inside with Hot as Hill, staying close in the early stages. Beltassima's out trotting in the 4th, and Irene will settle early in the 5th spot as Beautiful Game took a tuck today. She is 6th, and it's about 6 lengths further back to Chablis, who's doing her best to catch the top flight. As they make their way around the Tattersall's turn, May, Carp, and Dudd have taken over. The quarter was up in 28 seconds. Piper Hanover tracks in the loose pocket spot 2nd in front of Hot as Hill. Beltassima tracks at top trio 4th. She's currently 5 lengths off the lead. And Irene is giving chase in a 5th in front of Beautiful Game. And Chablis now caught the pack. Straight alignment across the backstretch. Off stride up top with May Carp. So May Carp, the favorite, has made a break in stride. So the complexion has changed now. It's Piper Hanover, who has inherited the lead. Hot as Hill is a tight pursuit there in 2nd. They're past the half in 56 and 4. Beltassima, and the long shot there 3rd, just 2.5 lengths off the top. And Irene continues under careful handling from Tactor 4th. Nothing yet from Beautiful Game in 5th as they trot onto the far turn with 3/8 to go. Piper Hanover the target. Beltassima is working up on the outside uncovered for Sears. Hot as Hill. Enjoying a nice trip down at the inside with Aunt Irene. Up 2nd over, just 2 lengths off the top in front of Beautiful Game. Chablis is now just 6 lengths off the lead as they trot through 3/4 in 1:26 and 1. Piper Hanover turns for home with the lead. Hot as Hill needs a place to race. She looks to peek through down at the inside. Beltassima hangs in down the center. Beautiful Game begins to rally up in the 4 outside as Aunt Irene's made a break in stride. They swarm it on Piper Hanover. Here's Beautiful Game lunging late at the outside. Beautiful Game sweeps past to win it. Beltassima was game there in 2nd. Piper Hanover 3rd. Hot as Hill a traffic troubled 4th. 154 and 1. Judges have posted the 6 Beautiful game unofficially first, second to the 3 Beltasaba. 1 Piper ahead of her third, number 2 Hot-Ass Hill fourth, 6-3, 1-2 unofficially in the fourth. Turning trackside for the Diamond Creek Farm Winners presentation. This is number 6. Beautiful game. Nifty Norman, the trader. Dave Miller picks up back-to-back wins here in Grand Circuit action. In the bike, beautiful game owned by Melvin Harbin of Ontario. Dave McDuffie of Delray Beach, Florida. The NZ Racing Stable of Allentown, New Jersey. Beautiful game, a 2-year-old daughter of Muscle Hill from the Donato head of her mare, Honor Thy Daughter. Beautiful game is bred by the Brittany Farms. Marvin Katz at Outliveville. It's her second career victory. And a lifetime best ever today, 154-1 for Beautiful Game. Greeting the Winning Connections trackside about the trophy presentation. Gordon Waterstone presents the trophy on behalf of the International Muddy Syndicate and the Hanover Shoe Farms. Fourth race results are official. Number 6, Beautiful Game off is the slight second choice. At 9-5, she returns 560, 320, and 260. Second of the 3 Beltasaba, 1380 and 780. Third of the 1 Piper head over 540. Exacta $111.20. The $1 trifecta, $344. 20-cent superfecta, $154.12. Official rundowns for the fourth race. 1 Piper head over third. Number 2, Hot-Ass Hill fourth. 3 Beltasaba second. Number 4, Maycarp seventh. 5 Aunt Irene sixth. Number 6, Beautiful Game, the winner. 7 Chablis was fifth. Rechecking time down 3-4-2, 7-6-1, 5 on the bottom. Beautiful Game at a career best 154-1. The fifth race is up next. Third division of the International Muddy. Worth over $75,000. There are no changes in the upcoming fifth race. It's in 10 minutes. And at this time, we will send it downstairs. Dave Brower standing by with a special guest, hopefully from a dry location.
You got it, Gabe Pruitt. We're going to be broadcasting some of these interviews as the rain continues to come down here at the Red Mile in Lexington. Always a pleasure to be joined by Adam Bowden of the Diamond Creek Farm. And yes, we are still socially distant, and we are dry under this nice red tent at the moment here. First of all, Adam, thanks for taking a couple of minutes out. I know it's been a busy week for you. First things first, and most importantly, how did that beach party go last night?
Oh, it was fantastic. If everybody was there, they saw how well the Down by the Seaside sold, and we couldn't be more thrilled with them.
Let's look for your overall assessment of the sale. I've asked everybody involved, consignment-wise and things like that, how you think it went, and then how it went for the Diamond Creek horses.
Yeah, I think overall everybody thought it was going to be down. We were maybe a little bit more bullish than most and thought, 10 to 15% would be nice, and sort of that's exactly what it ended up. And for us, we met our expectations.
Now, you had horses in each and every night of the week, but last night was Ohio night, so it was a special night for your sire Down by the Seaside. The top 4 sellers last night, all by him, right?
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, we ended up getting in with the horse at the end of his 2-year-old year, and he ended up being Pacer of the Year at 3, and we felt like he was an Ohio horse through and through, and ended up standing him there with Joe at Sugar Valley, and the partnership's been great for us and for him. And you saw last night, the breeders were well rewarded.
You've got a tremendous roster of stallions over there. So tell me some of the other top Diamond Creek sellers by maybe Always Be Mickey, Southwind Frank, Sweet Lou.
Yeah, it was a good week for everybody, and as we've been really lucky and blessed that Always Be Mickey and Southwind Frank have had top performers on the racetrack. I mean, they sold well last year, both of them, and you see it out here. Yaki's won with a couple of good Southwind Franks, and of course the Always Be Mickey colts are quite strong.
Now, you made breaking news just a couple of weeks ago when you announced that you were going to acquire Bettor's Wish after the end of his racing campaign. I know you still want to see him race here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're excited for that. I mean, he provides an interesting twist for pedigrees for us and for the state of Pennsylvania and the rest of the country.
Now, the overall sale's not over. The yearling part is. Do you have anything in the mix sale tonight?
Yeah, we've got some good horses. We have Marseille, who, fits a lot of different programs, Ohio, New York, Indiana. He's selling as a stallion prospect. We've got a couple of top fillies as well, and everybody should come out and check them out.
I asked the Crawfords this a couple of times. How important is it for you to be such a major sponsor as part of the Grand Circuit 2 weeks here at the Red Mile?
I think this is what we all aim for at the end of the day, is to produce horses that are going to race here at the Red Mile. And around the country, but especially here in our home state.
Okay, I know it's been a busy week, and it's been hard to work in some nice dinners here in Lexington. What's the best meal you've had so far in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, for sure, it's Jeff Ruby's.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Bowden of the Diamond Creek Farm, a very good supporter of us here at the Red Mile, and always a huge racing fan, too. We forget that about you. Thanks for taking a little time.
Thanks.
Tell you one in that mixed sale tonight, guys, it's going to draw some attention. How about this? The Dam of Beautiful Game, Honor Thy Daughter, will sell in that mixed sale tonight. So the Dam of the Stakes winner there in race 4, Beautiful Game, she is in that mixed sale out facing Tipton tonight. Number 930.
Captain Treacherous, North America's dominant pacing stallion. Captain Fillies were 1, 2, 3 in the 2019 two-year-old Breeders' Crown,
Reflect with me, 150 and 3.
as well as the 2020 Mistletoe Chalet.
Reflect with me, then Lion Sentinel, then Rocknificent, 149.
The captain sired half of the 2020 Meadowlands pace starters, including Allywag Hanover,
Allywag Hanover again.
standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
captive audience on the outside of...
Discover the best in North American standardbred racing at Woodbine Mohawk Park.
But T-Trick's got the motors.
With the highest daily average purses in North America, racing 5 nights a week, and an industry-leading stakes program, Woodbine Mohawk Park offers the most opportunities to win.
Rushes up on the far outside.
Join the growing ranks of owners from all over the globe and race with us at the #1 standardbred racetrack in North America.
The world's greatest harness racing returns to Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment on Saturday, September 5th. Live racing at 7:15 every Friday and Saturday through December 26th. Admission and parking are free. The track is also open for simulcasting 7 days a week. Plus, check out our FanDuel Sportsbook, where you can legally watch and wager on all sports action. Visit PlayMeadowlands.com for complete racing and sports wagering information. Must be 21 or older to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.